We've actually talked about this before, that the word douchebag has become so
Yes.
prevalent and expanded in its meaning that it almost has become meaningless. Because it's become this all-purpose, like any time anyone does something negative, they're a
Right.
douchebag, whereas...
When it's like maybe they're more of an asshat.
Yes.
Or a fart blossom.
Yes.
Or a fuck nut. Sorry,
Yes.
Todd. Or a a fuckhead. Or a douche.
Yeah.
Not a. You know what? Like when people say doucheball or douche nozzle, I actually don't like those because I feel like that's trying too hard.
I've never heard douche nozzle. I like that
Oh,
one.
that's a Sarah Silvermanism.
Oh, I don't like it as much now.
Here's the thing.
But
Recently on my blog, I wrote this whole thing where I was like, I liberally used the word douchebag. And then one of my commenters was like, I am so over douchebag, blah, 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 blah. And
good
I
for
had
you,
to
commenter.
admit, what? Good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. I almost wanted to write, me too. But I mean, that's how I feel. And then I was like, oh, why did I do that? Why did I douchebag up my post?
Well, it's like, I mean,
I was just writing it quickly.
I can't believe I'm even saying this. I've had a few drinks, which is the only reason that it is coming out of my mouth. But it's like, I imagine it as sort of the Dane Cook dilemma, in terms of you use the word douchebag because you know it provokes a certain response among most people that you talk to. And even if you don't want to use the word douchebag, you'd like to use the word, fuckhead. You know that douchebag is going to instill more of the feeling in the person that you're talking to that you want to instill. And so it's like you're
bro solidarity.
Well, it's just more. You just have to kind of like cater to your audience, right? So it's like it's like fart jokes, right? If you're a comedian, you're gonna have a staple of probably staple. I don't know. Of like fart.
You might have your staple fart jokes in your
Right.
stable.
Yes.
Fart
Yes.
jokes.
Exactly. I knew you'd be able to sort that out for me. But you're gonna tell some fart jokes and some dick jokes and some whatever else because it's gonna make people laugh, and you might also have sort of your own flavor of personal, unique material. But it's gonna be hard to people are gonna take a second to sort of adapt to that because they're not used to it. And so you have to mix it in with something familiar like a dick joke. So douchebag is like that familiar thing where when you're having a conversation about someone you hate, then it's, even if you use other words to describe them, you might throw in a douchebag every now and then because then people will be like, oh, yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
So true.
Yeah.
Like you need to water down your obscure jokes with fart jokes.
Right.
To clear the air.
And I feel like that's how Dane Cook exists. It's like it's a whole set of like, the lowest common denominator things that make people laugh. But with no like novelty or creativity thrown in. It's like Dane Cook. I wouldn't be surprised if he were a robot like sent from the future to dominate comedy, and he went and saw a bunch of shows and he distilled down like the essence of the most basic jokes that will generate a laugh, and he just created an hour's worth of that, and that's how you got like Dane Cook 3000.
Tron, Dane
yes,
Cook 3000 Tron.
Yeah.
I had a joke that I wanted to make like 20 minutes ago, and it's not.
Is it a fart
funny.
joke?
No, it was about
a dick joke.
No, keep going.
Okay. No, I think. What else do people laugh at?
I laugh at dead baby jokes and not killer jokes.
Does it involve someone falling down or having something thrown in their face?
No, it was just when you said something about douchebags and like it's about what your audience is like comprised of. Then I was gonna say, is your audience bottles of vinegar and water? But it was funny in my head if it had come out right, but it wasn't funny now. So I just wanted to explain why I didn't make that joke, because it wouldn't have been funny. Okay.
Do you want to follow that up with a fart joke that we can all enjoy?
Oh yeah, what's smelly? Farts.
Yes, yeah, I loved it. It was like
I love that. That one was so punchy.
It was good.
That was a good fart joke, actually.
There
aren't any.
I just farted. See, you couldn't help yourself.
I did actually laugh. Yeah, I'm laughing at the lack of humor, though.
You're right, of course.
A fart is the humor vacuum. That's what lives inside a fart. A vacuum of... What? Where am I?
I don't know. It reminds, but I was, when we were talking about stuff being thrown in people's faces, or I guess I was talking about that.
Yeah, when you were.
I was just, referring to myself, really. It reminded me of the Saturday Night Live skit from this past weekend about the lighthouse with the rock, which was really a poorly written skit and wasn't funny in any way, except it just they had someone throwing buckets of water on these cast members that supposedly were like ship captains who were getting who were wrecking against the shore because the rock was turning off the lighthouse because he was trying to seduce Kristen Wiig. See, even just describing the premise, it can't be funny. But just
I just fell asleep.
Yeah, it was horrible. But I didn't create it. I'm just recreating it.
Thank you.
But in the midst of it, these shipwrecked captains were just getting water dumped on them. And it was fucking hilarious. Like, every time it happened, it was hilarious. And the skit was horrible. I just would have sat there for 5 minutes and just, like, they could have lined up the whole cast and just had someone just throwing water in their faces for 5 or maybe 10. I mean, maybe that could have been half the show, and I would have loved it. It's like, they don't need to outthink of themselves.
No, I know, it's true. Repetition is funny. And stuff getting thrown in people's faces is funny. I feel like I had something I wanted to say, but I don't know what it was. It was about some kind of like physical comedy that makes me laugh, but I can't think of what it is now.
So maybe at your next stand-up act, you should I should throw water in your face.
I was hoping you would offer. Thank you.
Done.